Hello, my name is Christian Amland. I'm a solutions engineer here with eMaint and Fluke, and today I'll be taking you through a tour of our eMaint X5 CMMS offering so that you can better understand how we might be able to use this software to enhance your maintenance management practices. eMaint X5 is a very flexible and configurable software that allows us to manage many aspects of the maintenance process, from assets to work orders, parts, scheduling, and even reporting and dashboards. However, you'll notice that when you first log into your eMaint account, you're actually given access to every single module that we have within the system. This allows you to scale up or down with your business's needs whenever it makes sense for you all. We preach the crawl, walk, run approach here at eMaint and Fluke, so we want to make sure that we're able to handle your needs at whatever stage your business currently finds themselves in. You'll also notice that within every single module that you're given in the eMaint system, everything is flexible to each user's needs as well. So you'll notice I have a lot of different data in what's called my assets list view here that I can move around in whatever order I choose, expand or contract columns to make sure that I'm able to see all of the relevant information that I'd like to on this list view. I can, of course, sort and filter through this information in a variety of different ways using these columns that you see here, or even in a hierarchical view using our Explorer, where I can actually build out as many levels of a hierarchy as I'd like to, select any level at any time, and have my list view update to reflect that. We also have ways of viewing things like your parent and child assets through our tree view, to where you can see grouped and ungrouped assets separately at any time. We also make sure that you're not having to reinvent the wheel, so to speak, every single time you log in. So if you do find that you're making a certain configuration more often than not, or you need to be able to recall that later on, you can save these list views just for your own account for later use, or you can share them with other members of the team. These list views, being as flexible as they are available on all of the modules that you see here, as well as others that are not pictured today. For new users and for anyone that's trying to find information quickly across multiple modules within eMaint, we also offer our universal search option up across the top, where we can type in a keyword or phrase and be presented with every instance of that existing within my eMaint account. Speaking of scalability, we do also want to ensure that whether your business is small or large with many sites across the globe, that we're able to meet your needs. Right next to that universal search option, you see a section here that's called default. This is what we refer to as our site selector here within eMaint, and this is how we're able to have both data separation where needed and data standardization where needed. Each of these different sections represents different sites within my eMaint account, and it's essentially like having miniature versions of eMaint run in an overall account environment, so that if you have different buildings, different departments, different geographic locations, you can manage them all within one single eMaint account that rolls up to a top or group level, and each group of users and their specific needs can be handled within each of these sites. eMaint also ensures that you have plenty of visual management tools, including our interactive plans option, where we can upload a 2D image file of really anything you'd like. It could be a floor plan like you see here. It could be a piece of equipment or any image that you take on your phone or tablet, where we can then overlay elements like your assets and inventory items onto that image directly inside of eMaint with dynamically color changing pins, so that you're immediately aware of any issues that you might need to deal with in a given area. This could be emergency work orders, the availability of your assets, or things that are going up or down in a machine line. You may also notice that I have all sorts of different equipment and different assets listed within my list view here, but eMaint is equipped to deal with anything that you deal with in your business, from facilities-based assets like HVAC units to manufacturing with conveyor belts, or even buildings in terms of rooms and IT equipment. Anything can be managed within eMaint because every single screen that we have to offer you is based off of what we call a form. That form is what's taking up most of my screen here with all the information in the middle, as well as the details that you see on the right-hand side. These are very flexible and configurable both by our support team here and by you all as the actual end users of the software, to ensure that whatever your preference is for entering information, such as using drop-down lists or free text fields, or even adding hints to your fields to make sure that users know how to fill out these forms, we're able to ensure that this process is very seamless and very easy to use. Some of the related data that you can gather are things like meter readings. So that way, if you have PM schedules that need to occur on some sort of a meter basis or trending information that you'd like to report on, we can store all of that data in one central location. This can also include any related parts so that a bill of materials or work order parts requirements list may be put together. eMaint also offers document management and document storage capabilities so that we can offer you an essentially unlimited number of different documents and images tied to any given record within your system. We can also include reporting details so that you can see a quick breakdown of costs for this particular asset at any time, including any past activities that have been closed and any outstanding activities that might still be open. Everything that happens within any record in eMaint is also tracked by our audit trail. So that way, if you have any internal or external audit activities, you'll always have answers to those tests. Outside of asset management within eMaint, we also help you to work with any different work order types that you might need to manage, such as work requests that might be submitted by users who are going to scan the QR codes that eMaint is able to produce for you for every single asset. That QR code looks like this. Anyone can go up and scan that QR code and pull up yet another form that we call our work order request form. This can automatically fill in the asset details that you see here when using our QR code option, or we can provide you with a generic link that leads to this form where a user can simply answer a series of leading questions that allows them to say, I'm standing in a particular area within a given building, and these are the types of assets that I'm looking at. That way, they can report problems quickly and even include an image of the issue without necessarily having to be involved with that particular portion of the facility. If we take a look at more of the planned side of work orders, eMaint also boasts a fully built out scheduled work orders module that allows us to handle not only typical preventative maintenance schedules, but also inspection rounds and meter-based triggered work orders from external PLC or SCADA data that you may be tracking in another system. You'll also notice that as far as the user interface is concerned within eMaint, we're always dealing with a similar structure for each of these forms, where we have a general information section in the middle and related details out to the right. This ensures that even the newest users of eMaint will not get lost when trying to find information. From a visual management perspective in this area, we also offer our scheduler. This is a drag and drop interface that allows us to filter in a variety of different ways to make sure that we have all of our technicians and anyone outside of the organization that we may need to schedule aligned to the proper work orders, and we're not overutilizing or underutilizing any particular person. This is a drag and drop interface, so if I need to move work orders around, view additional detail, or even see overdue work to be able to bring that into our view quickly, I'm able to do so with just a click of a mouse. This is all completely color-coded as well, so that way, if you need a quick view of what's most important on this schedule, you can call those things out here like I've done with my emergency work. This is also where we would start the notification process for anyone involved with these work orders by sending them email, text, or even push notifications to our mobile app. Those work orders are then presented in a very similar format to what you've already seen today, in that we have a general section with related details out to the right. Some of these related details can include things like procedures that may be checked off in a checklist style, where we can even include pass, fail, and urgent repair configurations so that if you'd like, we can have follow-up work orders immediately generated after failing or marking a procedure as urgent repair. eMaint also has the ability to charge out as many different parts as you may need to a given work order from multiple locations. That way, even if you don't have enough on hand at a particular location, you can still see where you might have that in the organization in another area. Outside of part charges, eMaint also keeps track of any labor charges that may need to be attached to any given work order, whether that involves an internal employee, external vendor or contractor, or even if you'd like to apply a certain monetary value and rate to that work order. We track all of that within eMaint, and everything still goes to the audit trail that we mentioned earlier. When closing these work orders out, eMaint can also require that all procedures, all steps are completed before being allowed to close that work order, and we can even capture either a digital signature through the use of username and password, or a physical signature like you're about to see me complete for this particular work order. We also have a complete stage prior to the closeout if you do have an approval process that we need to work through. Outside of the asset and work order management capabilities that eMaint offers, our parts module is also something that you'll have access to. Within each part record, outside of the standard structure that you've now become used to, we have the ability to track as many different locations for each part, as well as many different suppliers as you may need, so that you can be alerted of any cost changes of parts that have fallen below a set reorder point, and so that you can use that reorder list that subsequently gets generated to purchase parts directly from inside of your eMaint system. Outside of all the features and functionality that we've discussed today, you'll also get reporting and dashboard modules so that you can take the data that you're gathering within your CMMS and turn that into usable data for the business. When you first come on board, eMaint gives you about 50 or so of our most commonly requested reports so that you can use those out of the box. But you also have the ability to go in and create as many different reports as you'd like, even including your own custom expressions to ensure that you have all of the data concatenated from various areas into the eMaint system. And if you'd like, you can even set those reports up to auto-generate on a certain schedule based on your needs. That way, if you have a daily or weekly work order management or finance type report that you might need to send out to several different people, you can set it on a schedule and send that to anyone that you'd like. They don't even have to be eMaint users. Once the data is in report format inside of eMaint, we can then take it all and put it into two different kinds of dashboards. One is more of our standard dashboard that you can see here, where we can see a quick breakdown of various queries like total cost per vendor, new work order requests, or even PM completion rates and scheduling details. However, we have our dashboard 2.0 if your preferred method of viewing data is more on the visual management side with different graphs and charts. This can include information such as mean time to repair, mean time between failure, overall downtime, work order type breakdown, overall equipment effectiveness, and even repair versus replace type data so that we can ensure you are best utilizing all of the equipment within your organization or everything that you manage in general. The best part about all of the things that I've shown you today is we have a great support team and customer success team that's always standing by, ready to help you build out your account to suit your needs and to be able to get all of the information out of it that you require. I hope that this has been helpful, and please don't hesitate to contact us if you have any more questions whatsoever.